You know, when I ran 4 years ago, I told the people in this district that I would go to bat for them the same way I had gone to bat for my patients as a pediatrician. That I never asked if somebody was a Democrat or Republican, and I listened to their story and we came up with a plan together, and I delivered the best I could.
You talk about working with both parties. Is that difficult to do when this country is so politically divisive?
So it turns out that some of the big divisions are on the big public issues. And I find partners in both parties because I have that kind of personality. Like the same pediatrician personality comes out. It is easy for me to find those partnerships. And frankly, I think it shows in the track record. I've had 14 bills signed into law. So they passed the House, a 50-50 Senate, and were signed by the president, and 8 of them were signed by President Trump and 6 by President Biden. And so I'm proud of this track record of independence and delivering for the people in the 8th District.
So when you're out and about, you're at the grocery store, you're running your errands, people stop you. What do they tell you that they're most concerned about?
I'm hearing a lot of concerns. One is just prices are up, everything's expensive, and it's really hard to make ends meet. And that's why I've been so focused on inflation and how we can bring down costs for families, working on supply chains, working on our ports, cracking down on oil and gas companies for gouging. I am trying every which way to give people a break.
Critics say that the American Rescue Plan Act contributed to inflation. What's your response to that?
Look, the people in the 8th District know that inflation is a worldwide phenomenon with lots of causes, the primary one being the impact of COVID and then the rebound from COVID. And we're continuing to have supply chain struggles as China, essentially shuts everything down and we can't get resources here.
What would you say to the voter who is on the fence and has not made up their mind about who they're voting for in this election?
The voters in the 8th District this year are faced with an important choice and a very clear choice. And I am running in contrast against a person who is so extreme and out of touch that he supports a national ban on abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. And that is wildly extreme and dangerous and out of touch, and frankly, should immediately disqualify him from this role.
Do you feel like the issue of abortion is going to be the deciding factor for voters in this election, that if you support a ban on abortion, you will vote for Matt Larkin? If you don't, you're going to vote for Kim Schrier?
I don't think this is an either-or election. I think that people are worried about the cost of living right now. They're worried about gas prices right now. They're worried, like we all are, about the rise in crime and wanting to support our police, and also worried about extreme policies that would take healthcare decisions away from women and hand them to the government.
Is there anything that would surprise voters out there about you that you'd want them to know?
Well, it might not surprise everybody, but it certainly surprises people who have known me for my whole life that I never played sports as a kid. And when I got to Congress, where the average age is older than I am, I was recruited to play on the women's Congressional softball team.
Without any sports experience?
No sports experience. Like, I think that they looked at me and said, well, she looks like she might be able to run fast. We just need somebody on the team. We play against the press, and we beat the press this year and had a major celebration. So, most improved player a couple years in a row.
Yesterday, we aired our conversation with Matt Larkin, and you can see that interview right now on our website. On Friday, both candidates will take the debate stage at Central Washington University. So tomorrow, we invite you to watch on Kong TV beginning at 7 o'clock. We'll also stream the debate at our website and on King 5 Plus.